Hello. We're live. I don't know what we're doing. I know what we're doing, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'm tired. DIY. Not we. There's no we here, except for Wednesdays when Wilson's here. Did you pack whatnot today?
Did I come home early yesterday and help?
He came home early yesterday and helped. I had lots of packages yesterday, and he came home and helped yesterday. I have to give him a little bit of credit. Yeah. But I did a whatnot today, and then I packaged everything on the whatnot. So I'm tired. And then, hi, Tana and TJ. And then I painted a bunch of Grinches. 6 Grinches I painted today also. And I don't remember what else I did. YouTube, email, all kinds of stuff. Oh, Tana says hi to Wilson also.
Hi, Tana. Sandy says hi, Connie and Wilson, DIY.
Hi, Sandy, DIY.
Hi, Sandy, DIY.
Luann says, happy DIY Wednesday. Happy DIY Wednesday, Luann.
Deborah says hi.
I have to show comments on the screen because I like that. Luann says, oh, I read Luann's. Carrie says, good morning, Connie and Wilson. Happy DIY and late latte Thursday. Happy DIY Wednesday.
Happy Thursday.
Carrie or Deborah says hi, and Deb says, what I always miss your whatnot. What? I always miss your whatnot. Yeah, you missed it. It was a good one for you today because there wasn't very many people on, and they got some really good deals. So they got really good deals. I did Christmas. Might be the last time I do Christmas. I don't have much Christmas left. Maybe a handful of things. But I had some old vintage ornaments today. I had Mercury ornaments. What else did I have? Really old bottle brush trees, the ones that are made with fibers and not plastic. I had them. I did have a bunch of bells that were made in Taiwan. Not one of those sold. And they go for $8 to $22 on when I Google Lens them. And I was selling them for $2 a piece, and they didn't go.
Mary Drinker says, hey, Connie and Wilson, it's DIY Wednesday.
Hey, Mary, it is
Hi,
DIY
Mary.
Wednesday. We're going to get started. Oh, I better add the camera. So if you watch my Facebook post, why don't I see that camera? Where is it? There it is. Nope, not them. Whoa. Whoa. Having trouble, guys. I need this one. All right. All those comments were in my name, in my way.
Lisa Stevens says happy DIY Wednesday.
Hey, Lisa, happy DIY
Lisa.
Wednesday. Stephanie says, happy peak of the week. I love DIY Wednesdays. Welcome, Stephanie. Thank you. And Connie Rydell is here and says, hello, everyone. Cheers, DIY. Guys, my drink is almost gone. And I haven't even picked up a paintbrush yet. Can't stop. All right. So tonight, if you watch my Facebook page, you know I've been doing some watercoloring. Well, I didn't just plan on it being watercolor. I planned on it becoming rice paper. And that's coming. So I had a plan all along, and I was going to bring these out in December. So I thought, why not use some of them tonight? And I am using the little Grinch tonight. Why is he hard to see? All right, so we are going to use the Grinch tonight, and then we're also going to use this little birdie. I have 2 frames that we're just going to frame them. And we got to paint the frame first, but they're going to look really cute in a frame. And so that's what you'd be able to do with the rice paper. Or I have a special little surprise. And these 2 right here, I cut them out. We're going to put them onto this tin. This tin cost me 29 cents. I want to age them first. So we're going to age these first so that they can dry and get a little agey looking. So I'm going to mist them with water. And then I need a smaller brush. Need a not so good one.
Elaine says, hello, Connie Wilson, DIY.
Hey, Elaine. All right, so now I'm taking weathered wood and I'm mixing it in the water that's on there. And then I'm going to go over the rice paper with a little of that weathered wood. And then I'm going to mist it again. And I'm going to make it like not attached to those fibers that much. And then I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to try to get it out of the wetness. And then it's going to dry. Now let's do this one. Let's splatter him. All right, I don't like it splattered on his face, so I'm going to remove that. And just add a little bit of the age to the outside. And then pick him up. So now we have aged paper instead of just clean, nice white paper. I'm going to dry this little spot right here so I can put them back down. And then they're going to dry while we do the rest of our projects. So that's how you can age rice paper, is just get them wet, because it's not going to hurt them to be wet. Get them wet, add some DIY paint, and then they're nice and aged. And now we're just going to let them dry. They don't have to dry totally. We're just going to let them dry a little bit while we do the rest of our project. So for our frames, we're going to use the Grinch on one and this birdie on the other. So we're going to use Fancy Farm Girl and Carnival Red. And
Brown.
run around.
Hi, Tanya. Welcome. Yellow.
Hey, Rana.
Hi. And Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa. So this one is going to be, I think he fits okay in there. It's going to be the Grinch. Yeah, he fits better in there. So let's make this one the Grinch. See, I'm losing the frame. It's peeling on me. So we're going to make this one the Fancy Farm Girl. That is the color that I painted mine in when I used DIY paint, but my watercolor paint is more of an electric green. So after we get this on, we're going to go back in with electrified. So when you're using rice paper on a frame, you just want to paint the entire frame and wait until that dries. And then all you have to do is add the rice paper to it and you have instant art. It really is just as easy as that. My camera's too close, Wilson. I can't move. So you can see that it goes on a little lighter, but when we do the second coat, it's going to dry really fast. And when we do the second coat, it's going to cover up really, really well. So that's Fancy Farm Girl. And then we're going to do this one in Carnival Red. I'll get my green out of here. I don't want green. Oh. How about you tell me, Wilson, that I fell over?
Sandy did.
Oh, Sandy said I fell over.
On camera, Lisa says now we see nothing. Can't see painting.
Whoa, sorry guys. Let's get this camera right. Jeez. I'm all in a whatnot tonight. Now I'm going to paint this one in Carnival Red. Oh, were you? You weren't even watching that, Wilson. Oh, he's like watching TV or something. Oh, he's thinking about hunting. Hi, Lori. All right, painted this one a little bit easier. I painted the sides first. Now I'm going to paint the top. You always want to make sure you get inside where you forget. But if you don't get that, you're going to see it once you put the image. So make sure you get inside that little lip.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see if he gets that. All right, let's see what we got here. Connie is here with us. I think I read that one. Wilson said Elaine is here. Ronna Brown is here. Lisa sprinkled. Lisa said, now we see nothing. Can't help it. Stephanie said, nope, we can't see. Deborah says, can't see painting. Deb says, can't see. I just wanted you guys to comment. That's all. Wanted you to comment. Lori says, hello, guys. DIY. DIY, Lori. And Stephanie says, I see Wilson. Hi. Did it fall over onto Wilson? Oh. Let's go big with those comments. There. Now I can see them a little bit better. My green is drying. I'm going to dry it a little bit with the heat gun. So I can put a second coat on there. And I want some electrified. If you don't have electrified, you can use liquid sunshine, which I might have to do that. This was going to be a really fast project, so I made sure I threw a couple of other ones in here that aren't quite so easy. But if you want a really easy project, and sometimes you don't even have to paint the frame. Sometimes the frame looks good enough, you don't even have to paint it. But in this case, we're going to paint it. I want it to be a little bit more of a yellow green, so we're going to use some liquid sunshine with our Fancy Farm Girl and make it more yellow. So I'm going to go on the sides, and yes, I'm going to paint the back of this, just not here on my live. All right, there's two sides. I put in a little bit of liquid sunshine, blend that together, and it gets it more of a limey green, kind of like what the Grinch is looking like. He's more limey green. And one more side. Liquid sunshine. Make our own electrified. And then we're going to paint the front. So again, make sure you get in that lip. The only time you're really going to notice is when you put an image in there, and then it's going to drive you crazy. And then you got to go back and redo it. Whoop! A little too much yellow. All right, this is turning out really limey green. Like that is Fancy Farm Girl all by itself. And then we add a little bit of liquid sunshine to it. And it turns into this limey Grinch green. We might have to do a third coat on that one. Not covering as well as I'd like. Lisa Levine says, happy DIY. Happy DIY, Lisa. Can't find my drink. And we're going to do a second coat on this Carnival Red. That covered really well. That I barely need a second coat, like a half a coat on here. Just hit the high spots or the low spots. Yeah, we're calling that Grinch green. That is Fancy Farm Girl and that Liquid Sunshine mixed together. Makes a good Grinch green. I was going to use electrified and mix it in, but we made our own electrified. Yeah, Grinchy green. And it's going to match this little Grinch right here. So you got to get one more coat on there, but we're going to put this Grinch in there. We're going to put this bird in there. And let's move this project. I'm done with my red. I have another way that we're going to use the rice paper. I have not really sure what size I'm going to give you guys. So I made an ornament size. So there's the Grinch in an ornament size. And then remember the snowman that I painted in watercolors? I made him into an ornament size. So we're just going to cut them out. And these look like watercolor because they're on watercolor paper. And the watercolor paper texture prints out. So they still look like watercolor. But the only thing is, like this Grinch, I have to cut him off enough to fit on an ornament. So he's really cut right by the neck. But that's okay. He'll work. So getting this ornament size for a 4-inch, such a tiny scissors. It's my favorite scissors. It's a cute little favorite scissors. I like it. So to make them ornament size, I have to be 4 inches by 4 inches, and that sometimes is not the right for rice paper, but I got these. I don't know if I can get them all. Like getting this bird onto a 4-inch by 4-inch, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. It's just, he's too long and not wide. Okay. We're going to use some DIY liquid patina. In case you were all getting thirsty. I got to smash this. Don't you hate when your liquid patina doesn't open? I should do what I do for my big top. You just keep slamming it and hope that you don't bust the cover. But my big top, I always put in a separate container. I don't want big top. I put it in a separate container so that I don't get all of this gunk on the sides here. And then we're going to use heavy gel matte medium. I am a strong believer in heavy gel matte medium for rice paper. I really believe that you need to use it. It keeps your paper down and adhered so much more than if you didn't use it. So April says, congratulations again on your IOD video, DIY. And DIY, April, you changed your name, April's Studio 17. How clever. Thank you, April. Wilson walked out, but that drink is empty. April, the video went live today for IOD. I'm going to mist the paper. I already painted the ornaments white. So I'm going to mist the paper. I'm going to pick it back up because I want to make sure that the hole on the ornament is up. And then I'm going to place it back down where I want it. I got to check this guy. Oh, yep. I do these so often that it's just habit for me to make sure that it's to the top. And then I'm going to go in with the DIY's liquid patina. And I put that all over the ornament. And then I'm going to use the heavy gel matte medium, which is thicker. And why I use both is because the heavy gel matte medium is so thick, it needs something to thin it out with. And the DIY liquid patina works perfect. I know, I can't say DIY, I don't have a drink. All right, and then after I get that all pushed down, you can either use a brayer. Let me grab my brayer. If you really want to make sure that it's down, you can grab your brayer and brayer on the top of it. And that'll make sure that it's all adhered in there and you got no edges coming up. Then go back in with your liquid patina and go right over the top. And now it's going to dry. I'm going to set that aside. We're going to do the Grinchy one. Is Wilson gone? No, he just walked out the door for a minute, April. He's back.
I'm making a drink.
Yeah, he's making my drink right now, but yeah, he's back. All right, so I went in with the liquid patina and now the heavy gel matte medium. You don't need much. You just need some, let's make you go closer, some on there. And then really make sure that you get it on your edges. You don't want your rice paper to peel up after time. You want to make sure that it stays stuck down. Aren't these going to be really cute ornaments? I think they're going to be adorable. Go back in with the liquid patina, and then I'm going to let it dry. All right, since we have the liquid patina out, I have this popcorn tin. I don't know where my cover is. I don't know what I did with it. I painted them all outside the other day, and now I lost my cover. Now the cat might have taken it. April says, DIY Wilson.
DIY.
And then April says, I love these paintings. I don't think that one's it, Wilson. You can try it. Nope, too big. Yeah, the paintings, April, you probably missed it. I am going to make them into rice paper in December. So you'll be able to buy the rice paper in December. I'm just not sure what sizes I'm going to have for you. And then another surprise bonus is I'm going to have printables. So you don't have to even buy the rice paper. You can buy the printable and print it as many times as you want. I'm sure I had a lid for it. But it's okay. I don't need a lid. Now we have our two Grinches here that were weathered. April says, awesome. I know, right, April? So now these are still on the damp side. And I'm going to adhere them to the can like this. So I'm just going to peel one side back, going in with the liquid patina on this side. I can move that over a bit. Yeah. Going in with the liquid patina, and then going in with the heavy gel matte medium, and then flipping it back into place. It's round, so you have to make sure that it goes even. And then we're going to flip the other side back and do this side. It's much easier to do it this way so that you have the placement right and you don't have all of your liquid patina on there and then you can't get it placed in the right spot. So now look at that Grinch in the aged rice paper versus here it is not aged. So it's really fun to just do what you want with the rice paper. And this is a really good way to age it. Then you're going to want to make sure you get all the bubbles out. You can see some of them, so I try and push them out with my paintbrush. And now we're going to go on the other side, and we're going to put one over here. He is cute. He's going to be adorable. Who knew? I don't know why I thought of painting the Grinch the other day, but I'm like, oh, dang it. I'm like, why can't I paint the Grinch? I've never painted the Grinch before, but I thought he was doable. I guess the reason I thought of it is because when we were over at my brother's house this summer, his wife is a school teacher. She teaches first or second grade, one of those grades, those younger grades. And she told me, I can't paint anything, but I can paint a good Grinch. And I'm like, really? You can paint Grinch? And she said, oh yeah, second grade level, but I can paint a Grinch. She said, I'll show you my technique. And she was kidding. And I said, no, I have never painted a Grinch, so I might want your technique. Wow. She never showed me what her second grade technique is for painting a Grinch, but this is my second grade technique.
And he says your Grinch is awesome.
He is really cute. And he was easier than I thought in watercolor. I'm not a watercolor expert, not by any shape or form. Yes.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to let him dry with the ornaments. Uh-huh. You could just have a plaque, Wilson, and put it on your workstation. I got 6 of them over there that I just painted. Of course, I'm supposed to sell them. All right, I'm wrapping my liquid patina brush up in a baby white so that it doesn't dry out. We need another coat of this Grinchy green on here. Because I don't like the way that it dried. It was still too see-through. So all this is Fancy Farm Girl and Liquid Sunshine blended together to make a Grinchy green. And then we'll seal these up. This one we have to wait a while. And then all you got to do is put your rice paper in them and you're done. You can put this framed Grinch on your workstation, Wilson. This one's gonna say the nope on it. I don't know why I wrote nope on there. I seen it on something else with a wreath for the O. And I'm like, oh, that fits Grinch to a T. So let's do that. Or you. Look at how different that green looks with just adding that liquid sunshine. I really like that Grinchy green. Debbie's always looking for new colors and new color recipes. I'm going to submit this one as Grinchy green. All right. We're going to let that dry. And that's what we had for our projects tonight. I gotta let that dry. I do thought I had a little tag here. I don't know what I did with it. You can put them on wood tags too. Oh, right here. So this little wood tag was already white. So you can liquid patina him right to this wood tag. Now I put the cover back on. Oh, I got it off. And now we're going to use this little bird. I have to mist the bird. What that does is it opens up your paper fibers and it stretches it a little bit. Going in with the liquid patina and the heavy gel matte medium, making sure that the paper stays down. I'm going to use the brayer, making sure he's got good contact. Squeeze out all those bubbles. He's going to be a cute tag. And then we're going to go back in with liquid patina and that seal him off. Now he's got to dry.
Sherry says, hi, Connie. I'm catching you live.
Hey, Sherry. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are just decoupaging tonight, Sherry. Now I got to pick him up, slide him. Okay, let's go back to here. Oh no, my Adobe. Hang on 1 minute. Okay. My Adobe likes to update in the middle of something. Go figure. Okay, let's dry this a little bit. And while we do that, we'll have a little DIY. The red one is pretty much dry. I'll paint the back sides after. Either you can paint them or you can sand them off so they have absolutely no paint on them. Whatever you want to finish it off. Because you always want to make sure the back looks finished. So this green one has 3 coats of paint on it. It's got a lot of paint on it. Okay, that is almost dry. I need to go. Have a great night and good luck to your family if they hunt. Thank you, April. They do. Um, uh, we're going to cut the paper for these. So I'm going to slide these aside, finish drying. And then here's the Grinch paper and then the bird paper. The easy thing to do is to lay down your piece of glass and decide the size that you need for fitting in the frame. And so these are both, like this one's got to be pretty much in the center so that the edges get covered up, those white edges get covered up. So I'm going to use my paper cutter.
Teresa, because I moved to the show, that's DIY.
You are right, Sherry. It is DIY paint. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to do is they're both lined up. So I'm going to cut that bottom off. When you're using a paper cutter on rice paper, if you go from bottom up or from up down, you have a good tendency to get snagged in the paper because of the fibers, and it won't move. It'll tear the paper. So what I do is I place the blade in the middle, and then I go one way, and I go back and go the other way. Yes. It gives it a more finished look. Okay, so when you're getting to these smaller cuts, you're really taking a risk that you're going to tear it. So you got to be very careful, like that. I will use my little scissors in a minute. Okay. That little tear right there is not going to matter. So now we're done with this guy. Because this small amount here is too little for our paper cutter. If you have a better paper cutter, it might work for you, but I'm going to trim this off with my scissors. My little tiny scissors. Tried to sell my scissors once. I had a bunch of them and I don't know what I was selling them, where I was going to sell them, but I had them for sale and nobody wanted them. I think it must have been on my website. So I took them off and I have these little scissors everywhere. Everywhere. Okay, so we have our little papers here. And now to make it show up really, really well in the frame, we want a piece of white paper. And those frames are 4x6s. So I'm going to cut 6 that way. And then I'm going to cut a 4. So here's a 4x6. And then we should be able to get one more 4x6 out of here. When you're just cutting regular paper, you can go from top to bottom. But with rice paper, I do not recommend that. So here is our just solid white. And now these little guys, they pop just a little bit more. But we have to seal those frames. So let's get some big top. Little scissors are my favorite. Work so good to cut around designs. Yes, because you move the scissors and not the paper, right? The paper stays the same and the scissors moves. All right, we're going to go in with big top. Should have done the green one first because I don't care what you're sealing red with. You are going to end up with bleed. You're going to end up with a red brush. But we'll take care of that. Red has so much pigment in it. So my brush is red, and I don't want to go in right into the green. So to take care of that, you just take a baby wipe and wipe it off. See, it's coming out red. You just wipe until it doesn't come out red anymore. And then you can go back in and use it. Now we're going to do Grinchy Green. You can sand the edges of these frames if you want, but I recommend sanding them after you big top. And then when you put the dark, you would like want to distress them and bring out the darkness of the wood that you sanded off. And then you would dark wax them after you had sanded them. So otherwise, if you put the big top on after you sand, you're going to seal up the wood, and then the dark wax isn't going to get into the grain of the wood, and it's not going to work very well. All right, that's a little big top. DIY big top for those just joining me. I'm going to wrap that back up in a baby wipe, stick it in my Ziploc bag. I've been using this same brush all week for big top. I don't ever clean it. Just going to get dirty again anyway. And it makes it really easy to grab something and seal it. Gert says, hello, Connie and Wilson, DIY. DIY. All right, let's dry these, put our papers in them, and see what our ornaments and our tin can are doing. So in December, well, might be a Black Friday. Depends on if I can get all of the paintings into my program and get them all ready for rice paper format. I will have the rice paper. It's just a limited edition watercolor rice paper. And I will also have a PDF or a PNG that you can print yourself. Honey, are you going to be live next week with the holiday? Lisa, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow with the holiday. I kind of doubt it. It is Wednesday and Thanksgiving is the next day. I'm having Thanksgiving dinner here. So I probably will be in the kitchen cooking. So I probably won't be live. But that's a good question. I also have another surprise coming that I'm trying to work on before I say anything. But if you guys want me to say what else is coming before the holiday, not Thanksgiving, before Christmas, ask me. Ask me what I got up my sleeve.
Your arm.
Yes, I do have my arm up my sleeve. This one I'm going to have to paint green because it keeps chipping on the back side and I don't like it. So I'm going to cover that all up. I'm going to finish that off and make it look complete. Elaine says, please tell us. Diana says, what do you have up your sleeve? Lisa Levine says, what's up your sleeve? I'm working really, really hard. Carla, hello, just now joining. Hey, Carla. Deb says, what do you have? Gert says, so give, Connie. Deborah says, what you got up your sleeve? Sherry said, what is up your sleeve? Inquiring minds need to know. I've been working really, really hard to try and get it done.
You really gonna tell them?
I think I'm going to tell them, yeah. Should I keep it a secret, Wilson? How many DIYs would it take for me to tell? How many DIYs would it take for me to tell you what I've been diligently working on?
The best part is I don't even know.
I'm so happy to hear that you are taking next week off to spend with family. Thank you, Lisa. A bologna sandwich. I haven't eaten bologna in I don't know how long. Oh, I've seen some DIYs. Carla said DIY. Gert says DIY, DIY, DIY. Lisa says DIY. Sherry says DIY. I can't drink all those, so DIY.
Deborah said 6 DIYs.
6 DIYs. Carrie says, how many days as you need? How many days do I need? 12. 12 days. I need 12 days.
Oh.
And I have 6 done. Wilson needs to mix them stronger. He knows better, Deb. He knows I'm a weak drinker, so he mixes them very, very light. Gert gives a bunch of happy faces. Carrie says, I meant DIYs. Lisa, she's laughing. All right, let's put these together. Here's the back of this one, I believe. I gotta make sure I have the right side. Yes, that's the back of this one, which I did not clean the glass for this. I wanted to show you guys. I have one piece of glass cleaned, and the other one, when it came from the thrift store, that's what it looks like when it came from the thrift store. So it's dirty, grimy, gross. You want to make sure that you clean them. So this clean piece of glass goes in this red one. And then I have to clean this one. We'll show you how gross it is. 29 cents, guys, 29 cents. Diana said 12 days of Christmas. Yes, it has to do with the 12 days of Christmas. I am doing 12 days. You ready for this, guys? We all need our drink in our hand, so I can't even say it until I can get my drink in my hand. And I'm cleaning glass right now because I'm going to say a word. All right, pretty good. Let's put this in here. That one doesn't have any backs on it. All right, drink in my hand. 12 days of YouTube thrifted DIYs. I will have all 12 days of YouTube videos. 12 days of videos, YouTube videos every single day. That's crazy. It's crazy talk. And let me tell you, I have 6 done. I have 6 more to go. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to want to take Mr. Grinch and lay him in there. Take your piece of white cardstock, lay that in there, and then put your backer in there. And now you have artwork. Artwork that is amazing.
Sandy says that'll be fun to watch.
It will be fun to watch.
Elaine says, wow.
Yeah. Wow. You know, it takes me forever to get one video out a week, let alone 12 for 12 days. It's going to be busy for you, but great for us viewers. That's what I'm hoping for. Cynthia said, maybe crazy, but so wonderful. Oh, and the projects are so good, guys. So good. I love every single one that I've done so far, and I love all the next 6. I love the thought process. Plus, I have to do an IOD video. I don't know if I should sleep or not sleep. Yeah. All right. So this Mr. Birdie is going to go in here along with the white paper. And then he has a backer. And then you shouldn't ever do this with your favorite scissors.
Lisa says, girl, you're
Oh, thank you. I'm not doing that with my scissors.
Carla says, oh my God.
Oh, thank you, Carla. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa, you sound like Jonathan. When I told Jonathan my idea for my IOD video, my next one, he said, girl, you're going to rock it. Oh, I laid it on my paper and I got paint on it. Yellow paint.
Oh, it's only paint. That's what I always hear.
It came off.
See?
Kind of. You got big top on there, so it came off.
Paint.
It's only paint.
Oh, good.
All right. Look at them. You have 2 pieces of artwork, and that was not a big deal whatsoever. I know you can't help it. It's clean glass, Wilson. There's for your work, Wilson. Okay, let's check on our can and our ornament. So the green does match the Grinch. It does. Let's dry these. Those are so cute. They are, and you are going to be able to do them. You're going to be able to grab this Grinch paper, print it out as often as you want, make as many framed artwork pieces as you want, give them to your family for presents. This can is super cute too. I have an idea for him. All right, we're going to say good enough. You should probably let them dry a little bit longer. But then we're going to take the finger sander, going around the edge. I'm for sure doing this one because who doesn't want to make Grinch ornaments? I might make a few to sell at the gift shop. Look at, he's so cute. He looks so much better. Like, look at how much better he looks when he's all like he came out of that paper and he's just on the ornament. And then you just take and poke that hole and put a string through it. And you have an ornament. Now let's do the snowman so you can see how cute he is. I was playing around with the snowman a couple days ago. He might be one of my 12 days. Might. You'll have to wait and see. So look at how good he looks. And they're ornaments that you can hang on the tree. I have some finished ones because they might be part of my 12 days. And there he is. They're gold on the back. They got a little gold shimmer to them. And there's another one along with the Grinch. So good. I'm so happy with them. Let's see what this little guy looks like. I think this little birdie is so cute. All right, that is the cutest tag ever. You can put your to and from on the back side, but that is adorable. All from stinking rice paper. Okay. So that little birdie has some personality. He does. Carrie said they all look great, Connie. Thank you. So what my plan is for this can is I want to age it up. And to do that, we're going to use some DIYs clear wax. And go over the entire can with the clear wax. I'm making sure that I have quite a significant amount of wax on there. And then this is my warm DIY dust. I'm using a lot of DIY tonight. I put it in an antique salt shaker. So now I just sprinkle it on. And it kind of melts into that clear wax and ages up this can a little bit. That's why you got to make sure that you have enough clear wax on there to make sure that it melts within that clear wax. And isn't this just genius to put your dark wax into a salt shaker versus trying to figure out how to get it out of that other bottle? This way you can just shake it on. All we're doing right now is just getting the dust on, getting the rust onto the can. And then we're going to take a soft cloth and just go over it a little bit, taking off a little bit of that rust, just so it looks a little bit more natural. And there's the Grinchy rusty can. And now I have styrofoam or foam pieces. Oh, that one's going to be too big. And then we have some Spanish moss. So now he's all set for a bottle brush. He is a really good bottle brush tree holder. Or he doesn't like Christmas, but I did have this tree, which is green and matches him. I just need Wilson to cut that off. We'll see if we can break it off. Hey, Freddie. Happy Whiskey Wednesday. Oh, no. You know, if you would do this to something and not want it to break, it would. I know, it's so cool. I think we're finally getting there. Same to y'all, thanks. I got it. All right. And now I'm going to show you guys. Let's go to one camera, but we'll remove that one. And we'll add this one. Hang on. There we go. Okay. I have to hot glue that in there, but look at that. I need a bolt cutter. Yes, I do, Freddie. I need a bolt cutter. But look at that. And after the wax all dries and I can buff it off, I can add a ribbon too. And but he's super cute. He's just an old can that was 28 cents. And now he's super cute. And I have my ornaments. Well, I have my tag of my bird that I did. What else do I have? I can't hold them all. That little guy needs to be glued in there. Then we have this little bird. Here's the Grinch that says nope. So the couple little frames, all with rice paper. The potentials are endless, I'm telling you. All right, everyone. That's a wrap. That was an hour and 15 minutes. And I told you secrets. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.